If your motorcycle doesn't start and run, don't feel bad, because 80% of all bikes out there don't run. This manual will make you the expert on how to get your motorcycle up and running.
Hi, I'm Randy, and you're inside of Randy's Cycle Service in Everett, Washington. What we're going to do today is take this motorcycle that hasn't ran in 10 years, been sitting in the garage for about 10, 11 years, and we're going to attempt to get this bike up and running. Now, everything we're going to do to this bike is in our book called How to Get Your Motorcycle Up and Running, Shop Manual for All Years, Makes, and Models. Okay? You can find the book at getitrunning.com. So, we're going to take this bike and we're going to go over the three basics: compression, spark, fuel, and hopefully we will get it running. So what we're going to do now is do the compression test. Okay? So we're going to do the compression test, and we do that by taking the compression gauge and this is a converter, so you can convert the ends to different sizes of spark plugs. And there's another type you can use. It's just got a rubber nipple on it. You stick it in there and hold it while somebody else cranks over the bike. The other thing we had to do on this is fix the starter button relay because it was bad. Now we crank the bike over. So we're going to put this in here. It just screws down the spark plug hole. And you turn off the compressor. Okay, now we'll step that in. This just snaps on the end. We turn the key on and we put in a shop battery. We jump into the shop battery so we don't have to buy a new battery for it to know it's going to run. And we're going to take it, we're going to open the throttle wide open. We've also taken off the air box. Here's the air box for it, air filter, because it was doing, we want free flow going into the carburetors so we can get a good compression check. So here we go. Okay, now we have the compression. We'll turn the key off, and I'll bring the camera over and show you what it is. Okay, here we are. Now, we take a look at this. We're just over, right in the middle between 50 and 75 pounds. Okay? Now, we went ahead and ran the rest of the compression checks on the other cylinders, and we're just about the same all the way across the board. So, what we need to do is we need to get the compression up on this motor, and that's what we do. Okay, now what we've done is we've gone to what we have in the book. The book will tell you how to do this. We've gone through, and now we're going to rerun the compression check. And what we've done is, I don't know if you see that or not, we've got that up to 100. We've got it up to 150 pounds of compression across the board. So the rule of thumb is this: if the motorcycle was running when it was parked, the odds are you can get your compression back up again. Okay? Now here's what you need. In order to get the motorcycle running, you need at least, bare minimum, 100 pounds of compression. If you get 140 to run good, if you get 150 pounds like we did on this one, this bike should, when it's all done, we get the spark done, we get the fuel taken care of, it should run perfect. It should be a perfectly running bike when we're done. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to do the spark test, and because we got the compression, next thing we're going to do, I'm going to set up the spark, and then I'm going to show you how to check that. Now, this is a tool that we made that the spark plug, a couple of zip ties and clamp, and we've cut off the electrode. I don't know if you can really see that. And what we do with this is clamp this onto the motor somewhere. Okay, it doesn't matter. It shows in the book how to make this. We clamp it onto the motor, and then we take the spark cap and plug it on here, and then we plug it onto the motor. And if I can, I'll get this over here. See if I can set this up in a way so you can actually see. It doesn't matter where it goes as long as it's connected to ground. If it's connected to ground, spark comes through here. Actually, it doesn't. It actually comes through the body of the bike and comes back this way, but it all depends on how you look at it. Okay? So, we're going to bring the camera over and set it up right here and see if we can see the spark. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to crank the bike over. Now, the first thing we had was spark, first thing was compression. Now we're going to do the spark. So I'm going to reach up here, push the button, and you watch right at the end of the electrode. Ooh, that was interesting. You see that? Okay, that time it went off. It kept running there for a second. Now, what it's doing is jumping from the center of the electrode here. Normally there's a bar that goes across the top, but we cut that off. So what we're forcing it to do is go from the center of the electrode all the way out to there. And if it had jumped that far, that would tell us it's got enough spark. One more time. Okay. Now, the compression check has to be done on each cylinder. Well, the same thing has to be done on each spark plug lead. You got to check each one and see if it jumped this gap. In our book, How to Get Your Motorcycle Up and Running, a manual for all years, makes, and models, it shows you how to make this tool, which you should be able to see how to make it from right here. Okay, but it has all the details in the book. So what the book has is all the tips and tricks and troubleshooting techniques in case you don't have spark for your bike. Okay, and the same is true for the compression. It'll teach you how to go through everything and get your compression up, and it'll also show you how to get your spark up. Okay, now we've got compression. We've got over 100 pounds of compression. That's all we need. All you've got is 100 per cylinder. If you have a one-cylinder bike or you have a six-cylinder bike, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you have at least 100 pounds of compression on each cylinder. Okay? Now, if you don't have 100 pounds of compression on each cylinder, but you only got it on one cylinder, or you don't have it on any of the cylinders, that's what our book's going to tell you about. Now, we have compression, we have spark, we've already checked all the cylinders, we've got compression on all the cylinders, we have spark on all the cylinders, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check out these carburetors and see if the carburetors are in good enough shape, which I doubt because the bike's set. And what we're going to probably end up doing is rebuilding the carburetors. But right now, we're going to drain the carburetors, we're going to put fuel to them, we're going to see what the bike's going to do, we're going to put in a new set of spark plug caps, which we already did, and we're going to put in a new set of spark plugs. And at that point in time, we're going to attempt to start the bike. Because we have compression, we have spark, we're going to try and get some fuel to them and see what happens. Okay, this is where we're at right now. I'll go ahead and show you. We'll try and start the bike. Wants to run, but it can't run because the carburetors basically have just set too long and they need to be rebuilt. Okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to pull the carburetors off, we're going to rebuild the carburetors, and then we're going to put them back on here, and at that point in time we should have a pretty good running bike. So here we are, the moment of truth. We have compression, we have spark, we rebuilt the carburetors, put it back on the bike, and now hopefully it's going to start. So here's what we're going to do. Turn the key on, and we should just take the fuel, give it a little gas, Alright, turn it off. Now, if somebody sells your motorcycle and they say, all it needs is a tune-in service, that isn't right. If you look at this, look at what we had to do. Now we're going to start the tune-in service on this bike. We're going to go through, we're going to do a free tune-in service, we're going to do a safety check on it, we're going to put it all back together, we're going to reline the fuel tank, we're going to put in a fuel filter, and then we're going to, after it's all done, we're going to take this for a ride, and then we're going to give it to the customer.
So you have a motorcycle that's been setting for years and it doesn't run. The shops won't work on it because it's too old, and the shops that will work on it want a small fortune. So what do? You can pay the shop that will work on it and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. You can junk it, or you can buy this book and learn how to make your bike run yourself. We explain how to make your motorcycle run in easy-to-understand, non-technical language. Section 1 takes you step by step through the 3 basics of getting your bike up and running, while Section 2 covers all the other problems bikes have from setting too long, and Section 3 teaches you how to keep your bike running so it will always start. Now let's get down to business. Let's get that bike of yours up and running, and we'll see you on the open road. You can get this book at www.getitrunning.com.